So a little bit behind Gopinath Bhavan, there's also Chira-ghata there in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan there's a Chira-ghata. This place is also very beautiful. This place is so beautiful on the banks of the Jamuna, this Chira-ghata. Today is a matter of great fortune that we are here. We are visiting so many places of the pastimes of Lord, like Ram-ghat and Kilamvan. Also we went to Bihar-ban, also to Tapovan, Kasarat, Akshayavart, having the darshan of all these places. Now we are here in Chira-ghata. Chir means clothes. In this place, Krishna stole the clothes of the gopis. He stole the clothes. So to remember this lila, the great grandson of Krishna called Vajranabh, he made this beautiful place. And this lila katha is so beautiful. Jiva Goswami, he explained all the pastimes of Krishna in chronological order, how Krishna stayed for 125 years in this world. Krishna stayed in this world for 125 years. But in Braj, Krishna stayed only for 10 months and 10 years and 8 months. After that, Krishna left Braj, went to Mathura, then Dwaraka, then after to Kurukshetra, then after Kurukshetra he came back to Dwaraka, and then again Krishna, he entered Mathura, especially in Lohavan he killed Dantavakra, then he crossed the Jamuna, he came to Vrindavan, then he met the gopis and performed many pastimes with them. Then he took the gopis to the supreme abode in the spiritual world. So this place where we are here now, this is a very beautiful place. A divine place of Krishna's pastimes. Here Krishna performed many pastimes. And how old was he? He was 6 years old. How old? 6. And the age of the gopis was even less than that. Was less than that. So there are two kinds of gopis. One nitya-siddha-gopis, Radha, Lalita, Vishaka. They are nitya-siddha-gopis, eternal associates of the Lord. Another kind of gopis called sadhana-siddha-gopis. After performing sadhana for many lives, after chanting Gopal mantra for many lives, slowly they have discovered their swarup, God realization. Especially the rishis from Dandakaranya. They were for thousands of years chanting Gopal mantra. And in Treta Yuga, when Bhagavan Ramachandra entered the Dandakaranya forest, seeing Ramachandra, all these rishis, they felt in their heart Gopi Bhav. Gopi Bhav appeared in their heart. They saw Ramachandra and they felt a simulation about Krishna. So they started running behind Krishna. Sorry, Ramachandra. And Ramachandra told these rishis, "Hey, great munis, in this lila I've performed the vow that I'll not marry anyone except Sita." So all these gopis, like for example, they have different origins: Shruti-chari, Muni-chari, Devakanya, the ladies of Janakpuri also. That when they saw Ramachandra, all of them became absorbed in prema for Ram. Ramachandra told in their mind to all of them, "In my Ram Lila I cannot accept you, but in pastimes of Krishna I will accept you. But the mercy of my Jogamaya, all of you." You take birth in the womb of gopis in Vrindavan. And then you get association of my eternal associates, gopis. And then you also get married to a gopa and you'll meet me in parakya bhav, paramour mood. So Ramachandra gave this blessing to all these ladies. They were born after as sadhana-siddha-gopis. They perform the hard austerities here. Just like now we're hearing about Tapovan Katha. How the gopis perform the hard austerities. Not very hard vow. How this lily is so beautiful. So the nitya-siddha-gopis actually, they did not perform Katyayani-vrata. Only the sadhana-siddha-gopis performed Katyayani-vrata. Vishwanath Chakravarti Pada describes. So they used to come here and perform. They used to make a murti, statue of earth, clay of Jogamaya, Mahamaya, Jogamaya. Then they used to worship her with that mantra, Katyayani Mahamaya Mahajogini Adiswari Nanda Gopas Soto Deve Patime Kurute Namaha. Gurudeva, instead of saying pati, Gurudeva used to say upapati. Upapati means paramour. Because if you say pati, it can be swakya bhav. Swakya means husband and wife. But to enter Rasa-lila only in the mood of parakya. To enter in the Rasa-lila, you must have parakya. 4 characteristics of paramour mood: durlabhata, pachanakamakta, nirbaranata, and vamyata. This is infallible weapons of the paramour mood which make Krishna under control. So the sadhana-siddha-gopis, they were performing this vow. So now the Kartik month will end. After Kartik, what is the next month? Hemanta Mas, dewing season. Oval. So these gopis, the gopis every day they were bathing the Jamuna early in the morning, and they were worshipping Mahamaya, Jogamaya like this with this mantra every day. They were worshipping Katyayani. So one thing, in the last day of their worship to Katyayani, so they invited the nitya-siddha-gopis to come as well. And then Radha and the gopis, they actually didn't do Katyayani-vrata. Otherwise this used to be a rasbhas. Who performed were the sadhana-siddha-gopis. They performed Katyayani-vrata. And in the last day, the closure day, so then the nitya-siddha-gopis were invited. Radha, Lalita, and all of them. There was a big kadamba tree, like this. We have a kadamba, beautiful tree, kadamba tree here with beautiful greenish leaves. And at that time, there was a gigantic more. 5,000 years ago, this kadambas, there was a great kadamba tree. So the gopis, they undressed and they kept their clothes there and they bathed naked in the river. Some leelas Bhagavan does to teach the jivas. Is a leela full of prema, of course, like loving exchanges, but at the same time, it's also to teach the jivas of this world. You should never bathe naked. You should never bathe naked. But all the gopis, they left the clothes under the kadamba tree, and then they went to bathe. And then Krishna, on that day, Krishna brought his Priya Narmasakis, Subal Shridham. Priya Narmasakis. He brought his sakas also here. All the clothes of the gopis. There's so many kinds of gopis clothes, right? Like colored, so many colorful, like white, yellow, not white, yellow, blue, many colors. And then Krishna took all these clothes and hanged. He put all these clothes on top of the tree. And Krishna made a hammock, like a hammock. Just like when we sit in the hammock. Krishna was putting the cloth of a... No, uma rede. So Krishna was sitting on the clothes and like relaxing. He hung the clothes, and then like a hammock, like a swing, and Krishna was just there resting. And the gopis were bathing, and then some gopis said, "What are clothes?" And then suddenly the gopis look at the tree. Oh, my clothes are not there. Where are our clothes? How can we go back to our house naked, right? We need our clothes. So the gopis were looking at each other. So it was the month of Magh, where it was very cold. It was the month called Haimantik. Agrayan Mas, the month name was Agrayan, so it was really cold. And the gopis, they thought, they searched, where are my clothes? Where are they? So they were under the water, and then they saw that Krishna was on top of the tree. The great personality Krishna, Mahatma, was on the tree. The story is very long, I'll just tell in brief. The Bhagavatam describes this Chira-ghata, Kata, Vastra-harana, how Krishna stole the clothes of the gopis. There's no any kind of contamination in this kata. Like those who are rasik, they understand, but those who have lust, they see lust in everything. These pastimes of Lord are full of sweetness, madhurya-lila, nothing about this material world. There are so many secrets also hidden in these pastimes. So Krishna was on top of the tree, like sitting on. He made like a hammock with the gopis' clothes and sitting. And the gopis said, "Hey, Kanhaiya, like if you want to get something from someone, there are 4 ways to do that. Sam, Dam, Dandai, Bhed. If you want to get something from someone, Sam, in the beginning you try to speak sweetly with the person to try to make the person understand and all. If this is not sweet words, if it doesn't work, then you offer money, you bribe. It's called bribe. So the gopis, okay, Sam, Dam. If this is also doesn't work, so Danda means you chastise the person, like beat the person. If you cannot control the person by force, threaten and all, so you go to that person who that person loves, and you call, in English it's called divide and conquer, divide and rule, like the British used to do. You go inside the relationship, and then you make a fight between them, between the 2 parties. Just like Pakistan and Hindustan. You're making the divide in Pakistan and Hindustan. Create Pakistan and Hindustan. This is true or not? The politicians, they do this. They don't have nothing else to do. The lawyers and the politicians, they do only this for their own interests. So Sam, Dam, Danda and Bhed. So the gopis, with beautiful sweet words, they said, Kanhaiya, your father and mother, they are so nice and kind. You were born in that family. You should not joke like this with women. You should never mock women. Otherwise, you'll get the results. If If you joke, you shouldn't joke women. So give us our clothes. Krishna says, these clothes are yours? No. Some demigods were coming from Swarga, and I thought these demigods had just put these clothes here to dry. So beautiful clothes like red, yellow, blue. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in the commentary he explains in a very rustic way. Krishna says, is there any stamp saying, like a tag that's saying these clothes are yours, belong to you? So what is the proof that these clothes are yours? Krishna, Gopi said, Kanhaiya, look, we came to bathe here, so we should never provoke or tease women in this way, like mock with women. Krishna said, I'm not teasing you or mocking. Actually, I saw these clothes. I thought that demigods put these clothes to dry, and actually the gopis' clothes, the clothes of the gopis are so fragrant. So Krishna said, oh, I thought it was the clothes of the demigoddesses. That's why I came here, it's so fragrant. Gopi said, so Kanhaiya, give us back. Kanhaiya didn't want to give in, to listen to them. So Gopis understood, okay, some means sweet words will not be enough for us to get what we want. So Gopis tried the second method, dam. Dam is the bribing. No? Don't worry, Kanhaiya, you're our neighbor. We'll feed you a lot of butter, laddu. Then the gopis, this didn't work, so they tried to threaten Krishna. Gopi said, Kanhaiya, give us our clothes. If you don't give, now. We'll go to Mathura right now. Let's go. And we'll complain to Kamsa. And now all the armies of Kamsa, they will go. And they will beat you. Hearing this, Krishna is also nothing less. Krishna said, okay, go to Mathura, complain about me. Because how the gopis would go right now, right? They didn't have any clothes. How would they come out of the water? I told it was winter time. So they were trembling because of the cold. Trembling. So the gopi said, Kanhaiya, okay, we'll complain to Kamsa. We'll also complain to your father. You are so naughty. Why you're mocking and teasing, disturbing other women. So Krishna, like they were challenging Krishna, he was also challenging. Okay, this is not your clothes. If you want to complain about me, go right now, go. There's no stamp here that saying these clothes belong to you. I just found these clothes here, so I'm going back to my house taking these clothes. Gopis thought, imagine if really Kanhaiya goes away and takes our clothes, how can we go back to our houses? So they were thinking about this as well. So there were many kathas between gopis and Krishna, and they were trying to convince him. Some done the bathe using these 4 tactics. Finally, Krishna told, hey gopis, listen, who is the presiding deity of the water? Is Varuna Dev. You should never enter in the water naked. Krishna gave beautiful instructions to the gopis. In this way, all your dharma is destroyed. So Krishna explained so many things to the gopis, and then he said, gopis, look, do one thing. Come to my shelter and raise your hands. So gopis, with their long hair, they were able to cover their breasts and their intimacy, and then they did pranam to Krishna with their hands and apologized for the offense. Because if you commit offense to the feet of demigods, but if you surrender yourself to Krishna, who is God himself, all your offenses to demigods will also be forgiven. So Krishna told the gopis, "Hey gopis, I give you a benediction. When you attain the perfection in bhajana sadhana, Shastra explains, to attain Bhagavan, there are 4 ways: Kama, Desha, Bhaya, Sneha, Sambandha. So now the rishi says, to attain Bhagavan, there are 6 kinds of ways. But you should always be avesh, absorbed. The gopis, they attain Bhagavan with lust, kam. But kama here is not lust, actually is. Actually, the lust of the gopis, kam of the gopis, is not a bad word. Because our heart is contaminated. So when we hear lust, we feel so many things in our hearts. So many mundane conceptions come. But in the spiritual world, the meaning of the word kam is actually divine love, prem. How do the gopis attain Bhagavan? By kama. Shishupal attains Lord by envy, Kamsa by fear, the Pandavas attained Bhagavan by sneha, affection, Yadavas. Oh yeah, the Yadavas attained to Lord by relationship, sambandha. And Narada Rishi himself said, how did they attain to Lord? By bhakti. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it's explained that kama is everything. Topmost love of the gopis. So the Tata Siddhanta shown by the acharyas. So people think, okay, we can attain God by bhakti, okay. But actually the gopis attain to Lord not by bhakti but by kam, transcendental love. To control the Lord, this kama is the topmost thing. So there is a beautiful Tata Siddhanta. Bhagavan himself said, hey gopis, I give a benediction. In the next full moon of autumn, I will fulfill all your desires in the next full moon. Full moon of autumn. So in the next full moon of autumn season, I will perform Rasa-lila with you. But there's one thing about this. When Krishna was 6, he stole their clothes. When Krishna was 7, means the following year, at that time Indra sent all that rain to Braj. Then Krishna had to lift Giriraj. After that, when Krishna was 8, Krishna performed Rasa-lila with the gopis. So there are also beautiful teachings that Krishna told the gopis in this moment. He said, because you're absorbed in me, Krishna told the gopis, all your material lust is destroyed. No one can conquer the lust. Brahma, Shiva, even all the great demigods. Even, what speak of them, even Kamadeva himself, Cupid himself, was fainted. No one can conquer the lust. But Krishna told the gopis, hey gopis, because you are absorbed in me, all your lust, everything is destroyed. Example is, just like wheat or rice, if you boil in the hot water If you boil and then again you try to put in the water that seed of wheat, of rice, it will never sprout again. So in the same way, if you absorb yourself in Lord, all kinds of lust and everything will be cleaned from your heart for eternally. This is another teaching Bhagavan gave. These are places of all these pastimes. So I'll try to describe all these pastimes. Krishna in the future he will do the Rasa-lila, and the only person who is qualified to enter the Rasa-lila, that person has conquered the lust. That's why another name of Rasa-lila is Kam Vijay Lila. If Kam will continue in your heart, then very far from attaining Ras, you can never even attain Bhakti, right? Anyway, so we have to clean all lust, anger, greed from our heart, and we must absorb ourselves in God and His holy names and doing bhajan. When they get realization. So I'll just tell one last thing before finishing my speech. Some people from Babaji Sampradaya says that Krishna gave clothes to the gopis. So they say Krishna covered them again. So they say Jivatma, also the Jivas, they can be covered like this. So to finish this conception, Srila Bhakti Pragyani Keshava Maharaj describes that no, the pastimes of Krishna are transcendental. When Krishna stole their clothes, Krishna was actually making their, like the sympathy and their prem increase. So there is sadhaka rup and siddha rup. So you should not keep any lust and anger in your heart. Otherwise you cannot enter the Rasa-lila. So the gods are listening to the Rasa-lila. So in the fruit of hearing the Rasa-lila, Shukadeva Goswami told 2 verses. So again and again, we should hear Rasa-lila Katha. Anushanyat means again and again, not only once you should hear the Rasa-lila Katha. Just like, you know, the gusha. Gusha means the husk of the rice. If once you need to again and again, like kind of hit the rice husk, so that the rice will come out from the husk. Jiva Goswami explains, until that husk, means the skin of the rice, the peel of the rice, hasn't come out, separated, so you need to continue hitting and continuing. So in the same way, until this lust and anger haven't gone out from our hearts, we should continue to hear this katha. So there's also rules of how to listen to this katha. How you should hear the katha? With a lot of faith. So with a lot of faith, attentik Shraddha, you should hear this katha. Anushanyat means, Vishwanath Chakravarti explains, Guru Mukha Sunyat means you need to hear this katha from the lotus mouth of Gurudeva. From the mouth of Uttam Mahabhagavata, you should hear the katha. If you hear Rasa-lila Katha, otherwise if you hear Rasa-lila Katha from anywhere, your lust will increase even more. After hearing, then glorify Kirtan. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti explains, in Braj there are 2 kinds of bhakti. One Kamaktika bhakti and another Sambandhatmika bhakti. Sambandhatmika bhakti actually do pranam just to this bhakti and we take shelter of. So 2 kinds of also Kamatmika bhakti. One Tatat Bhavichamatka Chatmika, another Sambhogichamai. With Tatat Bhavichamayi is actually the mood of the manjaris. should be established in this mood. And here glorify this katha. So another sloka is that if you haven't attained the position of Shiva, and if you try to drink poison, it will be the cause of your death. So these two verses, even though these two verses are so important, and it looks like simple verses, but these verses are so deep. Like, if you're not qualified as like Shiva, and you think, oh, I can do bhajan gopi bhav, certainly you'll fall down. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote, Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the Bhajan Rahasya wrote, if you are not yet qualified and you imagine yourself to be in a certain position like I'm a gopi or manjari, and you put like nose ring in your nose, ornaments like women, and you call yourself gopi and all, certainly the person will fall down. If you're not qualified, never think about your swarup in this way, otherwise you get the opposite result.
Você pode explicar o negócio do arroz? É o que do arroz?